What's going on, folks? Welcome along. Simulation for the Nation here, and today we are going to be looking into what I believe to be the top 10 mods that we absolutely need to be introduced to Farming Simulator 22. Now, this can be either through Giants themselves as their own development, or via the masterminds who have created the original versions in FS19 that we've come to know and love. These mods that we're going to run through are mods that I use no matter the save game, the map, the roleplay idea, or the daily server that I'm going on to. They're all installed there. They all add so much immersion, and they are all really the first thing I installed to try and achieve that realism that I strive for, and I know a lot of you out there will be as well. Now, as I mentioned, these are all created by many brilliant minds, of which the complexity and the ability is far beyond what I can comprehend. I am just the YouTuber who breaks things and the man who likes to play farm sim. That's about the extent of my my knowledge on these. I don't know how you even begin to do this, so shout out to each and every one of them. I'll put the links to the mod hub websites down below so they can get you can, if you haven't found these yet, you can download them from the correct and proper place. However, if I know Giants have been working on things such as seasons, which have obviously taken from the mastermind of RS Realismus Modern before, so maybe they're going to be looking into do this for Farm Sim 22. We'll just have to find out. But if any of this comes in as a default, that would be incredible. If not, I hope we get to see it straight away. So let's dig in. We're going to have a look at the first one, which is allowing me to float right now in front of you. It is the Easy Developer Tool. Now, the Easy Developer Tool for PC is a brilliant mod, which really does help out the creator particularly. It gives you so much of a platform to build a series, really, to stage a scene, to stage a game, to change any aspect of the game. And all you do is press F11, and up it brings these little menu tabs here. So you have one for a specific vehicle that you are in. You can set various different parameters there. You can fill up trailers if it has a trailer on the back. You can adjust how dirty or how much wear the vehicle has. You can set hours on it. You can do everything with the tractor, which is great. If you come along to the generic settings here, you can tip fill types onto the floor. You can add or remove money from the account there. You can add slurry to various different lagoons, or you can add silos with various different amounts in the silos there. So what we're going to do is let's go to wheat, and we'll add 500,000, and we'll see what that looks like. If I come down to here, and let's say if I'm building the roleplay where I need something special on the deck, I just come in and I can suddenly tip. That's 30,000 liters or 30 tons of grain on the deck. Brilliant. So you can stage all these different things here, which really does save a lot of time there. You can teleport things around the course. You can add various different pallets as well. It's just so unique and so great. But that's not it. You can change the environment you're in as well. So you can change the weather type if you want to get some rain into there, or so make it a bit cloudy. You can do that. Now, that doesn't work if you've got seasons on the course, because that's its own separate environment. You can change the time of day, so we can go back into early morning, so you can see it's nice and early again. So you can really define everything you need, which is just perfect. If I come on to this one, the individual, this is where I'm allowed to fly by using the flight no HUD mode. I can change the state. I can make the HUD disappear as well, which is great if I'm doing my role plays. I can add super strength if I inevitably crash and have to move something, and I can always speed myself up there as well, which is pretty cool. But the absolute key to it all, let's say you're setting up a stage here and you don't want to start with, having to plant everything, and that's not a problem, because you can come into this here field, you can come onto this one, which is like a marker pin, and then I'm in field number 1. I can change that to whatever I want to see. So if I do a bit of that, it's now got me a withered crop of barley. Now, it does depend on the field markers for each individual field there, but yeah, there you go. You've got a full crop to work with, and it just adds so much. It allows you to do anything you need to, really. And I think it's just absolutely crucial to have it, and I absolutely adore Easy Developer Tools, and I know a lot of creators out there feel the same way. Now we're going to move on to GPS, which is what I need down here. There's a tractor down there. We're going to jump on into that. So you're in the tractor. GPS is phenomenal. It's designed and built by Wopster. We've had this in various different iterations, but this one is, I feel, really dialing on in. It's fantastic for the following reasons there. It allows for a true farming efficiency. We're going to lower that down so we can kind of see our marker there. It's the adoption of modern practices, really, which is super cool, because it allows you to really implement the designs and the programs that perhaps some of the modern day farmers are using. We're going to plug ourselves in. It allows you, when you are dialing into the efficiency there, it really allows you to save on seed and spray time, because you can program it to work the specific width that you are working. and follow a trajectory that you've already set in there. So you're using only the optimal amount of seed or spray, whatever it may be. It's very easy to set up there. You've got the 3 little indications on the right hand side above the hub, and then if you press Control and S, it brings you into the menu here. Now I have done a video on how to use GPS. If you're unfamiliar with it, go and check that one out. I'll leave a little pop-up for that, but I strongly recommend it. I think it's a great little option there, and something that really adds a whole new world of realism. And what I really particularly love, lift it up. What we're going to do is just disengage. We're going to turn it around now because it's going at 4 meter integers, or at least it should be. Auto width, yes it is. We'll just reconnect it about, yep. And there you go. You see, it's leaving us a nice little stretch in the middle there, which you can guarantee is going to be approximately 4 meters wide, and you are good to go. It makes covering the field a lot faster there. You don't have to worry about missing any bits there. You can cover the ground as quickly as possible. What I particularly love about this is that we are able to, in the store, program any tractor that we go to buy to be configurable with GPS or not there, which means you can put onto any in-game tractor as well. Now, we have seen in previous cinematics trailers that, you know, you'll see various different vehicles working in integers across the field there, which may look like will give the appearance of GPSs in there. We've seen that in FS19, of course that wasn't a thing, and because it is a cinematic trailer, you do tend to want to kind of take it with a grain of salt there, really, as to what may or may not be coming in. But it would be great to see if Hired Worker could perhaps implement or integrate GPS into that system. Perhaps we'll see that in 22. I would love to see it. If not, Wopster has got us in hand and we'll be able to take control of us and really save us for future farming. Now, speaking of Hired Worker, we're going to step right on into the next key mod for me, which is Courseplay. Now, Courseplay for me is the substitute and the replacement, really, of Hired Worker. Hired Worker, we just can't trust. In FS19, how many times do we have that message of Hired Worker has hit an obstacle, it's gone straight through the hedge at the far end there, and it's halfway across the map and hit a tree? We can't really have that. But what we can have is Courseplay. Now, I've done a series on how to set up Courseplay, how to download it, install it, and function with it. You can find that on the channel as well. But this is crucial. It allows you to program it in, leave Courseplay alone, set it up to what you want it to do, and you know that it's going to complete the field there, and you can come back to it, return to it later on there just to move fields. Recently it's growing and developed into a really easy system to set up as well. We're currently bang in the middle of the field, as you can see. Right click on the mouse here brings up to the traditional Courseplay menu, and we just need to get ourselves going here. So we're going to use a tool icon. We're going to go course generation. It brings up the map, and this is great because all you need to do is click on the. So we're into field 37 here. We've got 4 headlands on there. We've got the direction of the headlands and what we're going to work on first, which is the headland passes all set up there. So we hit generate, and lo and behold, there is our course. Then we can just go back and simply hit first waypoint drive. And you don't have to worry about it. It's set up. It's good to go. Now all this guy's going to do is figure out where he needs to go to start the map off there. And you can just leave him be. About, and he's away. And I love that. I think it's so easy. I think it's great because if you're a single player and you're setting up like a role play or something and you're working this big farm, you want to be able to kind of speed things up. You want to maybe, I don't know, create a time lapse. You might want to be able to just kind of watch a tractor work in the field there, and you've got the option to do that here as well, which I think is just fantastic. Now he should be going all the way over to here to get himself set up. There's our starting point there. There's our arrow. So you should see as he gets to this point here, we should see that now when it comes, and I don't need to worry about him anymore. Way to go, which is great. And that's Courseplay. You can do anything with Courseplay. You can make him cart off a combine. You can make him drill, spread fertilizer, manure, anything like that. Just such a crucial piece of kit. Really nice script there, and very, very complex, but still a really brilliant tool to have. And it's just so much more realistic than Hired Worker ever could be, and it can handle any shape of field, which is particularly important to me. Next up is, it's a bit of a cheat for me here, really. We're going to look at the Farming Agency. Now, the Farming Agency are a great team of guys who have been able to do things that have really added to any map, really. It could really have been 3 individual mods, but I chose just to kind of bundle it up as one. This map we're on is Cheltenham Valley, and it comes with many of the features the Farming Agency have been working on there. But they are responsible for Maize Plus for the forage extension and horse extension as it stands. Now what these will bring to you are multiple different features. Best of all we can do is to jump straight on into our menu. And you'll see First of all, they've implemented a lot more crop types to the game. They've extended the number of what they call height types to allow for more crops into the game here. So you can see linseed, miscanthus, onion, carrots, pasture grass, horse grass, field grass, clover, alfalfa, spelt, millet, triticale. So that in and of itself expands so much on the game. You can do so much more with it now than it ever could before, which is great. But they've also gone further. With the horse extension, it increases the production required for haymaking there. You now have to ted your grass out 3 times, or 3 times, sorry, or 2 if you have a crimper or a conditioner on your mower. You need to make sure that it's in the right condition before you can bale it. You can also bale up as horse hay. You can also make semi-dry haylage as well. So it really does add a lot into just your other methodology and your practices that you'd have in the game as a standard. The Maize extension brings in a whole new level of involvement around cattle and how you feed your cattle and the TMR that you need to feed them. Sugar beet can now be used as fodder for your TMR, which is great. Soybeans are included in there as well. And it really does increase what you actually need to use. So it's a really phenomenal script that adds so much into the game. Now, again, previously we have done various different introductions to the farming agency and the practices that they've implemented into the game. If you want to see that, do check out the video as well, because there's so much to go through there, including the CCM mill for creating pig feed from corn maize as well, which is pretty impressive, I have to say. But yeah, adds so much to the game there. Really does make you have to think a lot more about what you're doing when it comes to planning out your farm that you never really thought it would have. Next up, amongst a field of weeds here, we are looking at Proseed, another special from Wopster. Now, Proseed is a mod that I absolutely love. Proseed for me has 2 key aims, and they're both interlinked with realism, really, to be honest. So we're going to jump into this tractor so you can see what I mean. Straight away, you'll see when we've got a seeder attached, up comes a little module on the right-hand side. This is your onboard computer for your seeder, really, for whatever seeder you are using. This allows you to implement tramlines. Now, tramlines for me are so crucial. As you can see from the crop that we have just over there, and again, we'll do a little bit of flight so you can see them. Tramlines just add that realism to me that you can't get in any other method, really. It allows you to function, it allows you the crop to look like a modern day crop in the field, and it gives you everything you need. So Proseed is very simply integrated as well. You set your tramline distance that you need. Typically you can use GPS or you can use it without GPS. I always like to use GPS, so I've got that integrated as well. You set your GPS course, which we're already done. So right now you can see we have got a 24 meter tramline distance. We're on track number 2 of 4. On track number 3 of 4, it will put a new tramline in. I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like now. So when you get into your field, you turn on your drill, you lower your drill, and you start drilling away as usual. Nothing changes there. The other thing Proseed will do as well is give you ultra realistic seed consumption and usage as well, which is pretty important. I find it's very, very key, because otherwise you can find yourself using astronomical amounts of seed. And then again, as you can see now, we're on the path for the tram lines. You've got 2 red lines in the middle of the drill, which indicate where the 2 coulters are going to be switched off. So you do not see any seed come down there, and you can now even see because we've got this little icon mark. This is for the ridge markers that are kicking in, so you can see where your tram lines are. So when you do come to spray fertilizer or any herbicide on here, you can see exactly where you need to drive. And then lo and behold, as you leave it as the crop grows there, you get tram lines coming through. And the tram lines, especially on a map like this, when you look across the map and you can see where they are, they just look really, really impressive. Such a nice little easy feature to use there. It works on any of the base game drills and any of the drills in general, really. Any mods as well there. It's so simple, but it works so neatly, and I just can't get over it. I think it's a must-have for anybody. Speaking of must-haves, we're going to look at the manure mod here very quickly as well. Another Wopster special. There's a bit of a trend here. What we've done here, or what Wopster has done here, is find a way to make something as simple as slurry spreading even more realistic. It's by being able to connect your slurry lagoon to your tanker. Now, all base game tankers are already compatible. A lot of modded tankers by likes of 4D Modern also have the ability to connect. And all you can do is simple different ways to do it. You connect through to either directly like this, or if you can, when you come on into the store here and you can find it, there are a few different options in which you can do this with. And it just allows you to, again, you know, find the best option for yourself. Now, you can choose to have either, I haven't got the mod included here, but there's a little pumping station you can put on there, which will connect directly through this tank here. And then you would have the pumping station at the end of this pipe where the slurry tanker is hooked up. And then that can pump on into another tanker or into a dribble bar or whatever you'd like there. But again, it's the little realism aspects that this brings to you, to the whole game here. You don't just, in real life, you don't just drive up closely to the tanker and then, or to the slurry lagoon and magically fill up. You have to connect this up. And when you're done here as well, you can just detach the hose like that and it falls off and you're done. But yeah, I do love how easily and efficiently it works here. You can just detach the hose on and off here, and you can use the mouse buttons to pick it up there and to control it and attach it all back up. Nice and easy. You go away and spread and empty the tank, you come back and you do it all again. Just brilliant. Works very, very well. And whilst we're around the animals, I want to have a look at the next one, which is the Animal Extension. Now, this is a mod that works on two different levels, really. For me personally, for my levels in game, I typically focus on what it looks like for animal husbandry. And one of the key ways it works is, as we belt on through the shed here, you can already see it. You can have taps to fill up your water troughs. Now, this is huge in the sense that if you have a lot of cows, which some of my series do, it takes a lot of filling up there. And that's something that, you know, you don't perhaps want to spend an hour of your free time just filling up water tanks there. So what you can do is you can set these little guys up. Now, this is your placeable tap. You can put this anywhere around your yard and it'll still work, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna move you over here. Let's stick you here, shall we? Just because we can. Now what we need to do is go next object, and we're going to position you because obviously you need to be near the tank. Or near the actual pipe here. So we're just going to rotate you around. I mean, sure, we're going to get you a bit lower. That ought to do it. Done. So now that's in place, obviously you'll probably move it into a bit more of a practical place there, but then when it comes to filling up, all you need to do is come on over here, press R when you're here. Now we have no animals, so obviously it's not available, and then turn it on and that fills up your tank. Nice and easy there. You don't have to worry about bringing in cartload after cartload of water. It's all taken care of. And what's especially good as well, if you also have a lot of cows that are producing a lot of milk, you can come into this little dealy bob here. And if you have milk in here, you can sell that milk off nice and easily. You can sell it all. There will be a fee. Now that fee is typically around $500 per 32,000 liters, which is effectively one whole tanker load. And there's also then going to be on top of that, there's going to be a 5% sales tax. So whatever you make in total, it'll be plus 5%. So you're going to be selling that off there. It's going to cost you a lot of money, but it does save you having to do it all in the long run there as well. So there's a swing, like, you know, there's a lot of efficiency there if you need it, for sure. But yeah, definitely something I would consider. It's nice if you're just at the jam there and you can't get to the end of it, you can do it that way. And it's a very nice little tool to have at your disposal. I still like to sell as much milk off as I can on my own there and pick the right time to do it. But, you know, if you're in a pinch, that works pretty well. And that's just a nice and easy little thing to have. You can add those water taps onto any of your animal husbandry there, be it your sheep, pigs, hens even as well. So it works very, very well indeed. Now, the next mod that we're having a look at is Manual Attach. Again, Wopster with his finest work. Manual Attach is a very simple script that adds just that such basic realism to the game that I can't live without there, really. This is a seeder here that you just come up to, and if you want to remove it there, you just have to, you can't remove it from inside the cab, you have to come out and you press Q. Now, what we're going to go and do is find something with a few more cables and things, because I think that will be where we can really show you this. As we come down here, you'll see you cannot remove, if you press Q, it won't allow you to remove this before you remove the PTO. So you press Z and it removes the PTO. If you have dynamic hoses or hydraulic hoses, you can press and hold Z as well and it will remove those. Again, it doesn't take long, but it's just the little things that, you know, all these little marginal changes add up to making so much more of a realistic game. In the FS19, we saw dynamic hoses arriving and the coupling and attaching of those. So something like manual attach really isn't too far away, in my opinion. So for FS22, maybe we can see those roll on through as well. Next up, we're going to look at the advanced vehicle script. Now, the advanced vehicle mod is a mod that adds so much to any of the tractors really in game, be it mods or base game. To start with, you're looking at the hub in the bottom right hand corner here. So it gives every single vehicle the option for a shuttle. Right now you'll see if I bring up this mouse here, we have an upwards arrow, a downwards arrow, and a circle in the middle. They are kind of grayed out at the moment. If I press left control and space, it brings up this red circle. That's the handbrake. Then I'm in forward mode. Once I've removed the handbrake, if I press space, I'm in reverse. And that gives you a shuttle, which, because I use a joystick, I can control the shuttle nice and easily. Love it. Really love it. I add it onto everything that I need. It gives you more drive modes as well. You now have, in the very bottom right corner, you'll see our little four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive symbol. So you can have your four-wheel drive locked on, you can have your rear drive or front-wheel drive, and you can have your differential locks across the board as well there, which is pretty control. It allows you a little bit of hydraulic control. This mod kind of gives you the ability to operate the front and rear hydraulics separately or together, which is pretty neat there. If you want to raise them up, if you've got a drill on, for example, you can raise the front and the rear up at the same time, which just kind of makes everything a little bit more seamless. I program a button on my joystick to do that, so it lifts out the front up just a little bit before the rear, and vice versa when you're lowering them back down again. So all pretty cool. Around the hood, you'll see a lot more information here. So it gives you the current weight of the tractor. It gives you this is our fuel information here. So currently burning 1.58 liters of fuel an hour. Right now I've got 249 liters out of a 250 liter tank, which is pretty cool there. And as I move around, you'll see that kind of changes a little bit there as well, which is pretty neat. You'll see that you have a little bit more information here. This is to do with I believe this is to do with your grip. So when you're, if you're pulling a heavy load there and you're starting to get any wheel slip or anything like that, it'll show the percentages of wheel slip coming through there as well. But yeah, it gives you information about the weights as well across your tractor, which is down here in the bottom here. You got 6.2 tons of a total of 20.1 tons. And also these little bits in here are because of the mod as well. So you got your RPM speed and you got your engine temperature. So if you're doing a lot of heavy work, it'll flash up there and kind of tell you what you've got. Again, it's little things, but it all adds into a much more enjoyable experience here, in my opinion. I think it's just something that you can really get to benefit from. If you have all this together, you get a lot more information coming out of the tractor, which is what you want to be able to see, to be able to respond to. I think when you're an operator of a vehicle, you kind of thrive on having all of that, right? Certainly I do that. I want to be able to see it all and be able to see what my actions are doing and how that relates to that individual machine. So enhanced vehicle mods, strongly recommend it. I hope as we get into Farm Sim 22, we'll be able to see a little bit more of that information. I know that we've seen and heard rumors and expectations of a gearbox coming through. Certainly the gearbox sounds, at least. So what does that look like? Will it include a shuttle mode? And will it include some of the other add-ons that we see from enhanced vehicle mod? Time will tell. But fingers crossed that we do get to see something along those lines. And the last one, the last but not least, it requires me to come down to the store. It is Follow Me. A very simple mod, but we've all been there. Either you're trying to get silage done on your own, or you're trying to set up a farm on your own, or you got something you need to do. You can program Follow Me to pick up another implement behind you and just get cracking along. You can double down on the work that you're doing in no time at all there. Very simple. Sometimes you do run into trouble there, but sometimes it just allows you to really kind of push on, and it's great. If you're working down the field and you need that extra pass with a different bit of equipment there, Follow Me is the mod to do it. If you need that little bit of assistance in whatever it may be, Follow Me can do it. Or if you're setting up a farm for the first time, you're trying to get all of the equipment back to where it needs to be, you can just keep Follow Me going. You can get 3 tractors, 4 tractors going, bringing things back 4 times as fast. Works out just perfect. As I mentioned in the GPS as well, you do see in the cinematic trailer, vehicles working in the field with set parameters and integers between them. Perhaps that's Follow Me, perhaps that's AI, or perhaps it's just a cinematic trailer. We don't know, but it would be great to think that, there's a lot more coming into that. So that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, Follow Me is a simple yet very, very handy tool that can really help everyone out for the long run. And there you have it, folks. That is it. I've caused untold destruction across the Cheltenham Valley farm here. I hope you have enjoyed that. Do let me know what you think down below in the comments there about the mods that we have listed here. If you have any more suggestions of your favorite mods that you would like to see, be it either brought in as a third-party mod or as a base game feature, let me know down below in the comments. If you have enjoyed this, give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Check us out on the links below for all of our social media. I've been Simulation for the Nation, and we'll see you all in the next one.